Hello students, welcome to the online session on design and analysis of algorithms. In this session, we shall start the concept of Floyd's algorithm to come up with all pair shortest path, to compute the all pair shortest path. Okay, so Floyd's algorithm, as I told, it is considered as all pair shortest path problem. Given a weighted and connected graph, okay, it may be directed or undirected, it will compute the all pair shortest path. Means this asks to find the distances, that is the length of the shortest path from each vertex to all other vertex. Okay, so there is a path from V to J. There is a path from V to J. But this Floyd's algorithm checks for the shortest path. If V to J is already shortest, it is fine. But if it is having one more path that is better than direct path, that is from V to K and K to J, then it will find out such alternative and best options which will be causing us the minimum path from each vertex to each vertex. So in the previous sessions, we have already discussed about some of the uh, algorithms which provided us the minimum path. So can you recall which is the algorithm to find out the minimum cost? Yes, it is Dijkstra's algorithm. Okay, so for example, what happened in Dijkstra's algorithm? Dijkstra's algorithm is a single source shortest path problem. So for example, if I consider the starting source sorting as source node as 1, the Dijkstra's algorithm gave us the shortest path from 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 like this. If the starting node, if the source node is 1, then 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. If the starting node is 2, it gives us the shortest path from 2 to 1, 2 to 3, 2 to 4. If you change the source vertex, if you change the starting vertex, the output changes, because with respect to that particular vertex, the output will be calculated. But what in Floyd's? How it is different from Dijkstra's? This is a single source shortest path problem. With respect to one particular vertex, it computes. But in Floyd's, it will it will calculate all pair shortest path from each vertex to each other vertex. If you consider from A, you will be getting the path, shortest path from B, C, D. A to B, A to C, A to D. If you consider the vertex B, of course, in the same matrix, you will be getting the shortest path from B to A, B to C, B to D. If you consider D, you can obtain the minimum path from D to A, D to B, D to C, like that. So in the single step. But in Dijkstra's, if you want to calculate the path from all vertex to all vertex, you must have to execute the algorithm for 4 times with giving 4 different nodes as starting vertex. But here at the single run, you can obtain the all pair shortest path. I think now you got the difference between Dijkstra's single source shortest path and all pair shortest path problem. Okay, so this is the applications of Floyd's algorithm for the given graph. So this is the digraph given. Okay, weighted graph. So this is the adjacency matrix. If there is not direct path from, for example, C to C, there is no direct path. Okay, or of course, consider that this is a loop. We shall leave this. For example, yeah, A to B, there is a no directed edge, and hence we write it as infinity. Okay, A to C, there is a path, and the cost is 3. I will write it as 3. But A to D, no direct edge. Direct edge is not there, so no direct path. Initially, in the adjacency matrix, we will write it infinity. And now I think we are already comfortable with deriving the adjacency matrix or representing the given digraph in the form of adjacency matrix. And from this adjacency matrix, by applying the Floyd's algorithm, we must have to obtain the distance matrix, which will be providing us all pair shortest path from each vertex to each vertex. So how? We shall discuss this. So this is the graph given. This is the graph given. This is the adjacency matrix, and this we considered. For example, you must have to derive the distance matrix. So we shall consider D naught or DA. D naught or DA as the first matrix, or the matrix in the first stage. As the previous algorithm we had discussed in the Warshaw's algorithm, we will be considering A as intermediate vertex, and we will be freezing row A and column A. And we'll be looking for the other elements, and in this, all the diagonal elements remains 0. Okay, but in Warshaw's algorithm, okay, it must have to be checked for the path existence. But the path existence, If there is a loop here, of course we'll be indicating, but the given diagram, it does not contains any self adjust. There is no path from A to A, and hence it remains zeros. Okay, of course the distance, because in this we are calculating the minimum distance. The minimum distance from A to A remains 0 itself. Okay, so B to B remains 0. Okay, and hence it remains 0 in fluids. Fine then. But in Warshalls, if there is a loop A to C, C to B, B to A, I can reach A from A, right? And hence A to A, it must have to be indicated by 1 in Warshalls. But in fluids, A to A, the cost is 0 from node to itself, and hence all the diagonal elements will remain 0 now. Fine then. So we shall consider this adjacency matrix that we have obtained from the diagram as the first step matrix. Matrix is the first step, and it is also called as dA or d naught, whatever. Okay, we shall proceed to the next, that is d1. We shall find. So we will not check the existence of path here. We will be checking the minimum path here. So the function minimum. So consider row A and column A are freezed. We shall check if there is a path minimum from A to B. If there is a minimum path from A to B, so we shall consider A to B. We cannot consider. Why? Because sorry, I have already told complete row A is fixed. A to B, A to C, A to D I cannot check. Correct. So B to A I cannot check because this column is also freezed. B to B I cannot check because it comes in the diagonal. I shall check for B to C. I shall check for B to C. Okay, so B to C from D naught to D1. Is there any changes? We shall check. So this is our first matrix. So we were checking B to C. So first, what is the cost of B to C in D naught? I will write as it is. B to C in D naught. What is that? Infinity. Infinity I will be writing as it is. Infinity I will be writing as it is. Then B to C by considering A as intermediate vertex means B to C by considering A means B to A to C. We shall check the path. B to A, it is 2. A to C, it is 3. So 2 plus 3, it is 5. So infinity and 5, which is minimum? Because we are checking for minimum among the options. So 5 is minimum, and hence I shall write 5 here. So instead of infinity, I will update 5 in the next matrix. So we shall try to understand this formula. For any entry I to J, we must have to consider the minimum in previous matrix, that is K minus 1. If I want to update matrix 1, that is D1, I must have to check for D0. If K is 1, K minus 1 will be 0. So I must have to consider the cost mentioned in the previous matrix. Along with that, the path by considering the intermediate vertex. For example, if I want to check for a minimum path from I to J by considering K as intermediate, so I to J with K means I to K and K to J. I must have to add this. So I must have to check the minimum among this. So which is minimum, I must have to consider. The same has been represented here also. Okay, so for updating B to C, what I must have to check? First, as it is the value B to C, I must have to consider it is infinity. Then B to C by considering A as intermediate, that is B to A and A to C. B to A is 2, A to C is 3, 2 plus 3 it is 5. Infinity plus 5, sorry, infinity and 5, when it is compared, 5 is minimum, and I am updating 5 here. Next, in next step I shall check D to C. Yeah, D to C, I shall check this. Okay, you can check, for example, we shall check before D to C, we shall check B to D. 1 second. Okay, B to D. Okay, this is infinity. B to D is infinity. Okay, from considering A as intermediate vertex, B to A to D. B to A it is 2, A to D is it is infinity. So infinity plus 2, it is infinity itself. Okay, so it is not less than infinity. If it is having minimum than infinity, then I must have to alter. Then I must have to modify. So I repeat, B to D is already infinity. Even though if I consider A as intermediate vertex, B to A to D. B to A it is 2, but A to D it is infinity. Infinity plus 2 gives us more than infinity, means it is not less than existing value. And hence it remains unchanged. Infinity remains as it is here. Okay, we shall check C to B. We shall check C to B. So C to B is 7. We shall check whether the better path exists. C to B with considering A as intermediate vertex, C to A to B. C to A it is infinity. A to C it is 3, infinity plus 3, it is more than 7. So hence 7 I retain as it is, 0 diagonal as it is, 1 it is already minimum as it is. Correct? So we shall proceed by calculating or for checking each and every element like that. For example, I shall check D to C. So D to C, what is the element or what is the entry? Infinity. I will be keeping it as it is by considering A as intermediate between D to C, D to A to C, D to A to C. So what is D to A? This is 6. A to C, it is 3. 6 plus 3, this is 9. So it is less than infinity, and hence I am updating, instead of infinity, I am updating it as 9. If you can check for this particular value, it remains infinity because D to B it is infinity. By considering A as intermediate, D to A it is 6. A to B it is infinity. So infinity remains infinity as it is. So no other elements gets changed. Only these two, 5 and 9, that is B to C and D to C gets changed from first stage to second stage. I think the procedure is very clear for you. This I will consider for next stage D1, but I will shift this. That is, I will go to next vertex B to B. After completing all the updations, okay, then I must have to consider as, before it was D0 by considering A as intermediate vertex. Now it is D1 by considering B as intermediate vertex. You can also call it as DB or D1, no problem. Okay, so this is the reference matrix for now. For us now, this is the reference matrix. So by this is the reference matrix, I shall calculate D1 to D2. We shall check. After that, we shall just update the name D2 here by considering the same formula we have discussed here. Okay, so the zeros remains unchanged as already explained. 3 A to C by considering B. A to C is 3. By considering B means A to B, B to C, right? A to B it is infinity. So infinity is more than 3. So I shall stop here itself. A to D is there a shortest path? A to D by considering B as intermediate vertex means A to B, B to D. A to B it is already infinity. So it is not less than infinity. I shall stop here. I think you are getting the discussion. Okay, fine, then we shall check for one already element. By checking all the elements, I have found out this can be updated as minimum. We shall check it out how. From C to A, C to A by considering B as intermediate vertex means C to B, B to A. What is C to B? 7. B to A, yeah, B to A it is 2. C to B it is 7. B to A it is 2. So C to A goes like C to B, B to A. So 2 plus 7 it is 9, and I'll update, instead of infinity I'll update it 9. So remaining all the other elements remain unchanged here. Unchanged here. So by this we have obtained D2. We have obtained D2 as it is. I am retaining, only I am shifting the vertex from B to C. C in the D1 I have considered B as intermediate vertex. In D2 I will consider C as intermediate vertex. We shall have to proceed further. So C. So C as intermediate vertex, we shall check some of the elements because of course now we are already comfortable and familiar with the procedure. We shall just check for some random elements. So this infinity we shall check, that is A to B. A to B is infinity. By considering C as intermediate vertex, A to B means A to C, C to B, right? A to C it is 3, C to B it is 7. So 7 plus 3 it is 10, and I'll update it 10 here. Okay, at this point of time you must have to consider only this matrix. You have to forget all the remaining matrix, sorry, all the previous matrix. You shall not consider at all. At this particular stage you have to only consider D2, not the previous matrices. Okay, we shall check for one more, that is D to B. D to B via C means D to C, C to B. D to C it is 9, C to B it is 7, 9 plus 7 it is 16, and I am updating 16 here. So you can check, we will be getting this matrix after comparing or after checking all the entries there. So if this I'll keep as it is this I'll keep as it is as D3, I can deduce D4. We shall check randomly one element or two elements. So if I go on checking all the elements, I'll not be finding any better paths. 0 remains as it is, 10, 3, 4 remains as it is. But here I am freezing row and column of D, because now here I am considering D as intermediate vertex. But it is updated. What? C to A, it is updated. You can check, it has been bold. So how? C to A. C to A by considering D as intermediate means C to D, D to A. C to D, it is 1. D to A, it is 6. So 1 plus 6, it is 7. So it was 9 earlier. 7 is minimum than 9, and hence I will replace 9 with 7, because this is better path, this is minimum path. Like this, you have to check for all. If you get better, if you get minimum than existing, you have to update. I've already checked all for all the elements. So for none of the other elements will be getting the better path remaining except C to A. So I have updated this. And by this we have completed all the elements or all the vertices A, B, C, D. Here I also already considered D as intermediate vertex. So after completing all the stages, we'll be getting the distance matrix. So in the Warshal's, I was coming up with transitive closure. That was telling us the existing of path, whether the path is there or not, only that much. That the Warshal's will not talk about the cost of path, which is minimum, which is maximum, which is better. No, whether there is a path or not, whether I can reach somehow or not. That was in Warshal's. But what in Floyd's? How best I can reach, which is the better possible way, which is the best possible path, which is the minimum possible path from any vertex to any vertex. So that is discussed in Floyd's algorithm. So as discussed, this is the given matrix, sorry, is the given graph. From this graph, you can deduce this distance matrix initially by going through or by processing through all the stages by applying the Floyd's algorithm. You can come up with this distance matrix. It will be giving us the all pair shortest path. So this is the Floyd's algorithm. Before this, of course, you can see this is very simple. Yeah, implement the Floyd's algorithm for all pair shortest path problem. What is the input? Weight matrix, what we call as distance matrix. Of course, that's the same. The weight matrix W of a graph is given with no negative length cycle. The cycles must not contain negative edges like -4, -2, like -20. Not negative edges must not be there. Okay. Then distance matrix of shortest path length. The output will be the distance matrix of shortest path's length. Okay. Then fine. Then this W I will consider it as D. The initial matrix, that is weight matrix, I will consider it as the initial matrix D. Okay. If not necessary, W can be overwritten. Means I can keep as the initial matrix as it is. I can keep as D. Okay. Fine then. For how many times? For all the n number of nodes. For k equals 1 to k less than n, I must have to do. For this is for a matrix, because for this, for the purpose of processing matrix, I do require two loops I and j. For I equals 1 to n, j equals 1 to n. Both these loops must be repeated k number of times. That is k equals 1 to n. Okay, so the basic formula or the basic logic on which the complete algorithm work we have discussed in detail. This has been mentioned here. So here D of I to j will be updated, in the same matrix. I can update. Here it has written is not necessary if W can be overwritten. Okay, if I am overwriting the same matrix, it need not be multi-stages, means D1, D2, D3, D4 is not necessary to have many matrices with different values. I can overwrite the same matrix. And hence D is kept as it is, because I am overwriting only the updated values. So what I will overwrite? When I will overwrite? I will overwrite only when if I find the minimum, where already existing value D to in D, I to j is considered as it is. And if I find some better possible path by considering k between I and j, that is I to k and k to j. Okay, if I to k and k to j is minimum, I will update, or I will keep the minimum value as it is. So among these, whichever is minimum, I will keep. If there is a better path, I will update, or I will overwrite, or I will keep the minimum value as it is. and after updating I will return the D, that is the distance matrix. So this is the simple representation of the Floyd's algorithm. You have to write the algorithm as it is in the examination if asked. So we shall keep this problem as the exercise problem for you to solve. You can just refer this distance matrix and apply the similar steps D1, D2, D3, D4 soon after this session. Okay, this is for your reference. You can cross check your answers. Okay, you should also have a look at the VTU question papers. Okay, apply Floyd's algorithm to find all pair shortest path for the graph. This is the graph given. For this graph, you have to create the weight matrix or distance matrix, whatever you're comfortable. You can use the terminology. Okay, so if there is a path, you have to write the cost. If there is no direct path, for example, from A to B, you have to write infinity. Like that, you have to create the adjacency matrix by considering distances or by considering the weight. This is for 8 marks. Okay, just the applications of Floyd's to come up with the distance matrix. Then apply Floyd's algorithm to solve all pair shortest path for the given graph. So the different graph, I think we have discussed the same graph now. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, we have discussed the same graph. It has been asked in 2018 for 8 marks. Next, design Floyd's algorithm means you have to write the Floyd's algorithm as it is. For 10 marks, it has been asked. For 10 marks, it has been asked means only writing the small algorithm will not be sufficient. Of course, along with that, even though they have not asked, you have to be given some simple or small example or some minimum explanation regarding this application of the Floyd's algorithm by considering any simple graph as example, because it is for 10 marks. Okay, so this much have been given in the previous year's question papers. So if you understand Floyd's, of course, with the minimum variation, you can come up with understanding of Warshall's and Floyd's algorithm. Both are almost similar. So this is the all pair shortest path problem by using Floyd's algorithm. I think the session was useful. If any queries are there, let me receive the doubts through WhatsApp or through email. We shall try to address the issues in the next sessions. So thank you for attending these sessions. Take up the assignments and as mentioned in the previous slides, you take the questions and consider it as assignments and submit it in the later days.